So in 2008, me and my creative partner Tamsin, we invited Jon Hopkins to join us on an expedition to the Tayos caves in Ecuador, which is this cave that my dad was connected to, and led to date, the largest scientific cave expedition of all time to this cave in the Amazon in Ecuador. So when before my dad died, he tried to protect this cave and jungle as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and as a national park. There's a cave, and he failed because there's a lot of gold in that area, and that's what the government wanted. So they didn't accept his bid or kind of funding to do so. But when he died, I also became very interested in jungles because I fell in love with them. They're the most alive places I've ever been to. And then I got very involved in conservation there. So when I started creating art and art installations with Tamsin in Edinburgh, I then was like, could we apply some of these formulas to the Tayos cave to bring attention to the need for its protection? Because now there's a new campaign that we are supporting some scientists with to protect this ecosystem, this very biodiverse region. And we decided to bring Jon on board. We met him at a festival in Scotland and really connected. And we were very happy when he agreed. And so in 2018, we all went down there with, as I mentioned, Mendel. The expedition was 2 weeks long in total, and we spent 4 days in this cave in darkness, exploring its different chambers. It's actually a massive cave that extends 5 kilometers under the ground, and each of these spaces is like the size of a cathedral. There's tiny Mendel there in the middle. And it was really nice. We took an Ecuadorian musician. It was so lovely because Mendel also shared his instruments and voice in there. Jon recorded some singing bowls that then got put into the album as well. And if anyone knows the album, the water that you hear there is water that was actually started gushing in and scaring us on the last day. We thought we were going to drown, but we didn't. And so, you have this lovely sense of the water that was carving these spaces. And it's very otherworldly. This is Neil Armstrong next to the stalagmite. He was the honorary president of the expedition in the 70s that my dad took part in. There's like over 100 personnel, special forces, scientists from the Ecuadorian and British governments that made it. Unfortunately, they didn't find this treasure, this kind of Aladdin's cave, golden library-esque treasure that is supposed to be somewhere under the ground in Ecuador. And many explorers have actually died also looking for it. It's kind of your classical El Dorado story. And